Hey yo, what's going on guys? Welcome back to another Genshin Impact video, and let's go yet again another Genshin Impact video. I know, it's crazy, so many videos today, huh? But as you can probably guess, well, if you look at the thumbnail, whoa, drip marketing is here. So it looks like we're gonna get some 3.7 drip marketing here. But before we obviously get into that, let's check out the other stuff that we have missed out this past week. I was gonna make a video on this earlier, but I ended up forgetting about it, so I do apologize for that. But there are some other news we can talk about first before we get into the actual drip marketing stuff. So let's check out the card details for the upcoming new cards in TCG. Let's do this. Alright, so here is the page, as you can see. So here are the upcoming characters. That's going to be in 3.6 TCG, which actually, this was a quite surprise. They didn't announce this at all in the live stream. I mean, you guys can go and check out my live stream reaction. And yeah, they didn't even mention this at all, but this is pretty cool. So we got Ayato. Man, this art looks really nice. And then we got Arataki Ito. Man, that looks nice. And then Tainari. Yo, this looks sick. Alright, let's go and break down all these cards real quick. So, new cards will be available after 3.6. Alright, let's see. So normal attack is 2 physical damage. That's the standard. So the skill deals 2 hydro damage. This character gains the Takimiguri Kanka, and the character to which this is attached has their normal attacks deal +1 damage, and their physical dealt converted to hydro. So basically after skill, then it converts to normal, kind of like similar to Yoimiya, and also it's extra +1 hydro damage. It's quite nice. For the elemental burst, deals 3 hydro damage. Sun's 1 Garden of Purity deals 2 hydro damage when this summons a failure. Character's normal attacks deal +1. Yeah, so that's not that surprising. It's quite simple, very similar to his actual kit. He buffs normal attack from his elemental burst, and you know, it does hydro damage per tick, so it's pretty nice. For his talent card, 1 year active card character is Ayato. He immediately uses his skill and deals +1 additional damage if target's remaining HP is equal to or less than 6. Okay, so more damage whenever you're using his skill, whenever your opponent's HP is equal to or less than 6. Let's see. Here the skill display. Ooh, that's really neat. Oh, they showed the animation. Damn, that looks sick. Alright, very straightforward. Now let's move on to Arataki Ito. I don't know why I said it like that. That's the normal attack is physical, standard. Elemental skill deals 1 geo damage, summons Ushi. Ooh, I wonder what this does actually, because Ushi is a defensive summon, so let's see how this goes. This character gains superlative super strength. When your active character receives damage, decrease damage taken by 1. Oh, there you go. When the usage is depleted, this card will not be discarded. Can be triggered once while the summon is present. When your active character receives damage, Arataki Ito gains superlative super strength. So basically, once it's triggered, then you'll gain yourself 1 extra superlative strength for Mr. Ito, as well as you do take 1 less damage. And then the character to which this is attached to uses a charge attack damage, deals +1 damage. If the usage are no less than 2, expend 1 less aligned element. That's really nice. So not only that you're going to do more damage, it also costs you less aligned element dice. That's pretty good. For his burst, deals 5 geo damage. This character gains the Raging Oni King. The status, the character to which this is attached has their normal attacks deal +2 damage, and their physical damage dealt converted to geo, duration 2. After the character to which this is attached uses a normal attack, gains superlative super strength once per round. So you can get up to max 3 stacks, which means you'll be able to deal +1 damage, which is extra 3 plus damage, plus the extra 2 from his normal attack's geo conversion. That's going to be a decent amount of damage every time he uses normal attack. So this is going to be a pretty interesting, more offensive version of Noelle. And, you know, we'll see how this goes. We'll see how, like, his elemental skill seems to work in terms of his rotation. But otherwise, yeah, very similar playstyle to Noelle. Well, I mean, is it surprising? They're both the same thing anyway. Geo Claymore. For their combat card, after immediately uses the Fight Club Legend once, after Arataki Ito, who has his card, equips uses Fight Club Legend for the second time or more in 1 round. If the superlative strength is triggered, deals +1 delta damage. Oh, so that's why. So after he uses his elemental skill, he'll gain extra +1 damage, and then when you have more than 2, you'll gain an extra. So this is pretty decent, especially if you're trying to gain a bit more extra geo damage for Mr. Arataki Ito. So here is his animation. This is really cool. Did they do this last year? Not last year. Did they do this with the last update? I don't think they did. But this is really nice. Nice attack animation. Okay, and finally we got ourselves Mr. Tainari. So here we go. Normal attacks is physical damage. I wonder how his charge attack is going to work though. So elemental skill deals +2 danger damage. Character gains Janana Sufficient. When a character to which this is attached uses a charge attack, their physical damage dealt will be converted to danger damage. And after the skill damage is finalized, summon 1 cluster bloom arrow. Deals +1 danger damage, can max up to 2 stacks. Oh, okay. How many arrows do we get though? Is it just 1? Yeah, it looks like it's just 1. Summons 1 cluster bloom arrow. Oh, okay, so it's only 1. Yeah, it's nice. You do 2 + 3, so... Or not 2 + 3. 2 + 1 is 3. So extra 3 danger damage there. For the elemental burst, deals 4 + danger damage. Deals 1 piercing damage. All opposing characters on standby. Wow, interesting. Because normally, you know, in Tighnari's actual gameplay, you don't really want to use him in AoE, but this works too. It is technically piercing damage, so this is nice. Piercing damage is always nice. For the combat card, when the active character's Tighnari equips this, immediately uses the skill once, and who has this card is affected by the skill. This character's charge attack costs 1 less alignment. Oh, I see. So after you use your skill and anyone that's affected by it, you just gain like 1 less align element cost. So this is always very nice, especially just makes him more, you know, easier to, you know, reuse his normal attacks over and over, since, you know, it's converted to Dendro. So it's kind of similar to Tighnari's actual gameplay. Alright, let's see the burst animation real quick. Ooh, nice. It's also costs 2 energy, so that's kind of makes sense, right? Because Tighnari's actual burst costs, you know, that much only. So yeah, pretty nice. Here are the upcoming support cards. So we got the Grand Narakami Shrine. Ooh. Triggers automatically once per round. Create 1 random elemental die. Okay. RNG. Favonia's Sword. The character deals +1 damage. After the character uses elemental skill, the character gains 1 additional energy per round. A character can equip a maximum. Ooh, this could be very good for characters that is burst oriented. This is gonna be a very nice card to have. Okay. That seems to be all the cards upcoming for TCG. They all look quite intriguing as always, and you know, more cards to TCG means, you know, more content. So heck yeah, man, I'm looking forward to all of it. All right, so up next we got ourselves, let's see, we got ourselves on the news here. They revealed Baizhu's weapon stats already. This was a lot faster than I thought it was gonna be. So why don't we reread this look real quick? Okay, so here is Baizhu's weapon. It is called the Jade Fall Splendor. This is his catalyst. Ooh, very nice. They finally updated the Jade weapon series, and this is what the catalyst version looks like. It actually looks really clean. Alright, so let's look at the stats here. Base attack is 608. That's good. That's a good mid-range for base attack usually. And then the subset is HP. Is he like Dia, where he has, you know, hybrid subscaling of attack and HP? Okay. Alright, for the passive here, for 3 seconds after using an elemental burst or creating the shield. Okay, well that's only freaking what? Baizhu's stuff already, right? I don't think any other Dendro character could use this, but at least elemental burst. The equipping character can gain the Primordial Jade Regalia effect, restores 4.5 energy every 2.5 seconds, and gain 0.3 elemental damage bonus for their corresponding elemental type for every 1000 max HP they possess, up to 12%. Huh? You only get 12% elemental damage bonus? I was expecting, for this kind of passive, I was expecting a little bit more, because, you know, well, you know, the other elemental damage type based weapons, they tend to, you know, give a lot of elemental damage bonus, but I guess this is more of a support weapon, so it doesn't really matter. Primordial Jade Regalia will still take effect even if the equipping character is not on the field. So this is basically, it gives you energy, and in return also gains elemental damage bonus for whoever is holding this. Honestly, this weapon is, to me, it's not that great. I don't think anyone could really use this. Probably only character I could think of that could use this is, I guess, Kokomi and Barbara. Because they, you know, scale with HP as catalyst users. Also, you know, extra elemental damage bonus, although it's only 12, but it's something. And also restoring extra energy is quite nice. This is just really mainly just for those who really needs to regain energy and consistently use their elemental burst while having extra HP scaling. Other than that, as a catalyst, it's not going to see much general usage. So, is it better than Kokomi's weapon? Well, yeah, I would say so. Yeah. At least this offers like meaningful stats instead of what, extra healing bonus. So yeah, I guess that's something. Here is the weapon materials. Alright, cool. So that is his weapon. Alright, so on to the next stuff. We got the new artifact sets. So I briefly broke it down, but we're gonna go more into depth in this video on who could really use these new upcoming artifact sets. Alright, so we got the first set here. It's called the Vorokusha's Glow. It is the new artifact set that is coming in 3.6. So the 2-piece set is HP, which is, already for those that, caught their attention. HP, another 2-piece HP set that we can use for supports that really scales with HP. So now we can have, 40% HP now from the, the 2 current artifact sets that has 2-piece HP. Very nice. And then for the 4-piece set, so here's where I kind of made a mistake on the live stream. I misinterpreted what the passive actually said. So if you reread it closely, elemental skill and elemental burst damage will increase by 10%. Sounds great, right? After the equipping character takes damage, the aforementioned damage bonus is increased by 80% for 5 seconds. So that means that's about what? 8% each time, right? 8% each time, so that's what, maybe an extra, it is increased to 80%, but that means it's an overall 50% increase in damage because every time is 5 stacks. Each second is gained by 8%, which means you're overall increasing 1.5 times damage more with this set, if you do take damage though. And this only triggers every time you take damage. You have to take damage 5 times. The duration of each stack is counted independently. These effects can be triggered even when the character is not on field. So already, if that draws your attention, only character who takes damage that is not on field, only character who can take damage that is not on the field is none other than Dia. Which, Dia has introduced this extremely unique mechanic as, a tank. Even you can tank while not being the active character on field. So clearly this set looks to be tailor-made for Dia. The HP percentage as well as the whole taking damage increases her elemental skill and elemental burst damage. Is this going to be her new best in slot? Probably. Will this make her better though? I'm not sure. This is still like, not currently in the game yet. It's gonna come out in a few days actually. And we're not sure yet. We're gonna have to do a bit more testing on that, but it is likely going to be one of her best sets to use because it is kind of just made for her. But is it going to be the most resonant efficient? I mean, unless you really care about it, but otherwise, I'm not too sure. I don't think anybody else would really want to use this set because, not a lot of characters you want to take damage with. Just in return to get extra, damage percent? While there's other better damage buffing sets like 4-piece Emblem, or 4-piece Shimanawas. So yeah, in terms of like general usage for this artifact set, I can't really see anyone using this besides Dia, unfortunately. So we'll see, if they're gonna add more characters for this set, or it could be another Ocean Hued Clem set. That's a extremely niche set that could end up being used for a small demographic of characters. But overall, interesting set. Let's go move on to the next one. Alright, so we got the Nymph Stream. Here we go. So this one, okay, when I saw this, I was like, oh man, this is really, really random. This makes no sense. Why is this even here? You'll see why in just a moment. I'll briefly explain. Actually, no, I'll briefly explain right now. So if you guys notice, right, the 2-piece set is Hydra damage bonus. Right, we have another Hydra set. Why though? Again, I'll explain. 4-piece set is after normal charge, plunge attack, elemental skill, elemental burst hits an opponent's 1 stack of Mirror Nymph will be triggered, lasting 8 seconds. When under the effect, 1, 2, or 3 or more Mirror Nymph stacks, attack will be increased by 7%, 60%, 25%, and Hydra damage bonus will be increased by 4%, 9%, and 15%. So basically, at max stacks, you get 30% Hydra damage bonus, and at max, you get 25% attack. Mirror Nymph stacks created by normal charge, plunge attacks, elemental skill, and elemental burst exist independently. So why do we have a Hydra DPS set? This is clearly a Hydra DPS set, right? Well, if you guys know or still living under a rock, the next region is going to be Fontaine, which is the element of Hydro. And it is very likely that, since it's going to be the region of Hydro, we might likely get a lot of Hydro DPS characters for us to play around with. Or this could be a new next tailored set for the Hydro Archon. And this is just for us to prepare, to build for her. So it kind of gives, if you notice with these artifact sets, they kind of give us an idea of what the Archon's kid could potentially look like. So based on this set, it looks like, Hydra Archon could potentially be a main DPS / sub DPS. So we don't know. Obviously, this is all just purely speculation, but who knows there's to come. Maybe this is even her set. Maybe this is just, whatever upcoming Hydra character in Fontaine that could really use this set. Or this is just straight up a Tartaglia set, which to me, this is kind of like the only good set I could think of. The only character that could really take advantage of this set. Other than that, some of the characters that could really use this set, I guess, is probably Ayato, Shingsho, maybe with Candice, you know, for the extra normal attack buff. I guess C68 Lon. I'm not really sure. There's just not too many of the characters that can really use this. So again, this is just there, you know, as of right now. It's a decent Hydro set, but there's just not, you know, too many Hydro characters that can really use it right now. And if you already noticed by the design of this as well, it's very similar to Tartaglia's signature weapon. And, you know, especially with triggering conditions wise to receiving these buffs, it's quite similar to Tartaglia's bow. But yeah, I guess that's the set. It's pretty good, but again, just we don't really need it right now, and obviously it's probably just made just for the future. Whatever, you know, Fontaine comes out, it's probably gonna be that one time where the set will have its time to shine. But for now, it's just probably gonna be a slight upgrade for Tartaglia's personal DPS. Now, finally moving on to the drip marketing. Here we go, baby. So we got Kira, Cat Upon the Eaves, gold level courier of the Kokomi Express. So let's see, we can look at the full art real quick. Okay, so this is what she looks like. All right, let's see. So she has like, okay, so she's what, basically a furry? Is she a furry? Yeah, she looks like a furry. Well, in that case, well, Diana's older sister, there we go. What's the region? Oh, she's Inazuma because of these in the background. And she looks to be a Dendroid element. So let's check out her info real quick. Okay, so she's an adorable little Nekomata. Just whispers, "You're gonna be late," in her ear while she's asleep. And she'll spring right up and start dashing faster than General Goro does on the battlefield. Wow, interesting. What? We hear your feedback, correct the phrasings in the text, and you're going to be late to parcel delivery is going to be late. Oh. Okay. Well, anyway, she is, well, there you go. Vision is going to be Dendro, gold level courier of the Kokomi Express. What is that? I never heard of that. But something to do with Kokomi, I'm guessing, right? And constellation is Arkella. Okay, interesting. So this is what she looks like, and I guess let's guess what she could be, right? This is what we do every single patch. Is there anybody else? No, this is it. Okay, so it looks like to be right now that she is going to be the only character releasing 3.7. So what is she potentially in terms of rarity wise? This could go two ways, right? I predicted in one of my streams that we could get Fontaine teases, or we could have like a Kazuha situation where they release a new character from the next region and the region comes out after. Clearly she's not from Fontaine, right? She's obviously from Inazuma. So that theory is out of the door. Could this be where we get potentially a rerun type of patch? So my guess is maybe she looks to me like a 4-star, and then we get more of a rerun kind of patch, which, you know, is kind of similar with what they did with before Sumeru's release to from Inazuma to Sumeru. Basically what they did was they released a character like Hazel, where he was just a 4-star Inazuma character, and then slowly, you know, add in like the other 5-star Inazuma characters for reruns, then transition to Sumeru. So could this potentially be a 4-star Sumeru character, not Sumeru, sorry, a 4-star Inazuma character, you know, transitioning from that to Fontaine? I don't know, but if you guys noticing the pattern, it looks like it's very likely. But then again, I could be wrong. Maybe she's a 5-star. And, you know, maybe she ends up just being the only 5-star in the game, which is also kind of strange because they tend to release 2 characters, but this time they haven't. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because they only released 1 character and not 2, which is kind of interesting, right? So we'll just see how about that. But to me, as of design-wise, she looks to be like a 4-star. Very simplistic color scheme, as well as, you know, the appeal as well. And we'll see what it does. Hey man, look, more Dendro. And also, she's the first Inazuma Dendro character, so that's really cool. Yeah, I guess that's about it for her rarity. For her weapon type, I don't know. I actually don't know. This one I have to think about. Okay. Honestly, I could see this going many ways. I think she could be sword or polearm. I think it would be hilarious if she's Claymore, but I think she could be sword or polearm. That's going to be one of my 2 guesses. And as for what she would do, okay, you know what? Dendro support, another one, right? Because, you know, just based on like the design wise, she looks like a Dendro support. I'd be genuinely surprised if she's, you know, a Dendro main DPS, but somehow she's going to offer something. Maybe she could be a Dendro shielder, but as a 4-star character, that'd be really cool, right? But if she's a 5-star character, then I guess perhaps we could see potentially Dendro Yelan. I don't know, that's really cool, but just imagine an off-field Dendro applicator like Nahida, but, you know, triggers based on, you know, normal attacks or whatever. I don't know, that'd be kind of interesting, right? But I don't know, that's probably just a far-fetched guess. It'd be really cool if she's a Dendro shielder though, but I think she's, I don't know, she looks more like a Dendro healer, maybe because like I'm too biased on like cat-based characters being healers, but you know, that's my guess at the end of the day. We'll see how it goes. And this potentially could be a good sign, right? This means that if they're only releasing one new character, perhaps maybe the patch after 3.7 is when we get Fontaine. Who knows? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see how that goes. And yeah, I guess that's everything, all I got. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys hit that like button as well as subscribe to the channel for more Genshin content. Man, you guys gotta give me credit, man. I released a lot of videos today, but I always do it for you guys at the end of the day. So other than that, that is all I got. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, until next time, stay epic and peace out.